My grandfather was a teacher. He drove a bus for the city of Chicago, but he did that for the money. He was a teacher. And one of the things he taught us, even when we were very young, is that we are all teachers all the time, even when we don't want to be. We are constantly teaching everyone around us who we are and what we believe life is all about. We're teaching our colleagues, our clients, our neighbors, our friends, and certainly the members of our family. We are teaching all the time. I learned that a number of years ago when my older daughter was 3. One morning I had to go to the cleaners, but when I walked through the kitchen to the back porch, I saw that it was raining. And even though the cleaner's only a block away, my wife's car was in the driveway, so I thought I'd borrow it. But I must have lost my mind momentarily because I didn't ask my wife's permission first. I just presumed she wasn't going anywhere in the next 75 seconds. But sure enough, when I pull back into the driveway, there's my wife on the back porch. Her arms are folded. Her foot is tapping. And my 3-year-old daughter standing next to her. Her arms are folded. Her foot is tapping. And as I opened the car door, my daughter said to me, "Daddy, ever occur to you to take your own damn car?" Gee, I wonder where she heard that. One of the ways we can bring more power, passion, purpose into our lives is to remember that rules are the answers to yesterday's questions. What we need are guidelines that take into consideration the uniqueness of each situation and each individual. Rules are simply lockdown answers for yesterday, not what will work today. We want to focus on what will work for our client, what will work for our lives. Now, some of you are far better at doing this than others. I will tell you who you are right now. How many of you here are left-handed? Whoa, a fair amount. Notice they're not only the best looking and most charming, but studies have shown that we lefties are the most creative. We're also the most psychotic. Something you right-handers should keep in mind. Now, why do we lefties do things that work rather than following the rules? Because we know the world's out to get us. That's why. I'm a perfect example of a lefty in a right-hander's world. See that shirt pocket? That's for a right-hander. Not for a lefty. And notice that when you do writing, even when you use your left hand, you are still doing it in a right-hander's way because our writing system goes from left to right. But lefties instinctively go from right to left. And notice that your watch is designed to be worn on the left arm with the stem conveniently on the outside. Put it on the right arm, or lefties prefer it. You have to cut off your hand to change the time. And don't look now, but every zipper ever invented is right-handed. That guy had a look. Yes, I believe he's... Let me give you two examples of rules we've been following forever. They make no sense. In the late 1800s, a typewriter was invented in Wisconsin, and the inventor discovered something very quickly. People were typing too fast. This was a mechanical typewriter. They were jamming it up. So he redesigned the keyboard so that the left hand would do 60% of the typing, not to help out the lefties, to slow down the righties. That's why almost all typing champions are left-handed. We have an innate advantage. Now, you know, because of the electric typewriter and the computer, we have not needed that configuration for 50 years. In fact, about that time, someone designed a new configuration where in an 8-hour day of typing, your fingers, instead of traveling 18 miles, would travel about 1.5 miles. And your typing speed would increase 10 to 25%. Why won't we learn it? Because we have the rule. Many of you women have garments that button left-handed. Ever wonder why? Because when buttons were invented, they were very expensive. Only rich women could afford them. They had other women dressing them. The buttons were right-handed for the dresser, not the woman wearing the garment. The dressers are gone. The buttons are still left-handed. We lefties go through this all the time. You right-handers seem to think the world was designed for you by divine inspiration. Not so. Everyone was a choice. If you're lefty and you've ever bought a video camera, you know where I'm going. Most lefties are left-eye dominant. All video cameras that I've seen are right-eye dominant. That's why lefties almost have to crawl into the camera to get it to work. Nobody likes us lefties. Look at our language. Gauche is French for left. Sinister, Latin for left. How about left out? Leftovers. Left-handed compliment. And my favorite, he's right.